Hi, I'm Joe Walensky, and I'm the program manager for ConveyUX, and that's been Seattle's annual user experience conference for the last 7 years. It's produced by Blink, and we're going into our 8th year, and so that's going to be March 3rd, 4th, and 5th in downtown Seattle at the West in Seattle. And one of the fun things I get to do is to talk with the many speakers that will be at the conference, and today I get to speak with one of my colleagues from Blink, Lauren Javor. Hello, Lauren. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Well, I'm talking from Blink's downtown Seattle headquarters. Where are you talking to us from?
I am at the Blink office in Seattle, where I work.
All right. So we're right in the same spot, but this is great to have this conversation with you and talk about your participation at the event. But before we get into that, why don't you just talk a little bit about your background and the types of things that you do at Blink?
Yeah, I'm a designer at Blink. My design journey has taken me through quite an evolution over the years. I started in industrial design. I transitioned into graphic design. I had a career in the art world, and then I decided I wanted to get more into digital design. I got a master's degree in interaction design in Sweden, and then that brought me to Seattle, where I've worked on a number of different types of projects, and it's been a really interesting journey.
And so I think that's, did you say that you did your UX training in Sweden? That's kind of interesting.
I did. I studied at Umeå Institute of Design, which is actually pretty much right on the Arctic Circle in Sweden. It's an amazing design school.
Oh, that sounds like a fun experience. And so for the types of things that you do at Blink, is there like a certain day in the life or week in the life for you in terms of the types of things that you do, or are you always changing up in terms of the types of things going on?
I work on a range of different projects, and so my days can be very different. Lately, I've been working on more fast-paced, quick innovation projects where we're doing a lot of product strategy and conceptualization, and testing a lot of concepts and ideas for products with users.
You mentioned some of the outside interests that you had. You were talking about yoga. Maybe talk a little bit about your experience with that and what you're doing with it now.
Yeah, so I'm really passionate about being active and spending a lot of time outdoors. So I do a lot of mountain biking, kiteboarding. I instruct mountaineering, alpine climbing, backcountry skiing. I used to coach snowboarding in Whistler, and I'm currently doing yoga teacher training. I also have a dog and 6 chickens.
So a lot of things to keep you busy. You're going to be given a talk at ConveyUX, and the title of that is the Goldilocks Zone, writing the inflexible point to optimize design. So tell us a little bit about how you came around to this topic and what the attendees can expect to learn from it.
Yeah, so this is something that I've been thinking about for a really long time now, over a decade. And really what it comes down to is that I've never worked on a project where I felt like I had enough time to make the design as good as I wanted it to be. And so really the motivation behind that comes from thinking about the impact that the products we work on have on the people who use them. I really think of it in terms of the work that we do is never done. It just falls on a spectrum of anywhere from terrible, potentially dangerous, to really great at the time that the deadline falls, and it can be anywhere in between. So if we think about the impact that it has on people's lives, on one end of the spectrum, it can be, the work we do can be dangerous, it can be frustrating to people, it can consume the time that they have in their lives. And that can be either because the information isn't clear, the actions aren't clear, we lead them through flows that are more complicated or difficult than necessary. It could be because we measure the success of our products on the amount of time that people spend with them. So that's kind of on one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, we can create products that bring joy to people's lives, that change their behaviors for the better, that save them time. So I think a lot about how can the work that we do really be as good as it possibly can so that it has the biggest impact on the people that use them. And partly because I take on so many things in my personal life, I don't want to work long hours. I can't work evenings or weekends. So I'm always trying to figure out how, in the time that I have allotted for a project, can I get as much high quality work done as possible. So it's really been a journey trying to figure that out. And so I consider myself an experimenter, a collector of ideas. So I've been on this path just trying to evolve my process so that I can really try to figure out how to get that highest possible quality design done in the least amount of time.
I think people are going to find that to be a really interesting session. I know you had some practical strategies and things that you were going to share as part of that. So thanks for taking the time to talk with me for a few minutes today, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Seattle, where we're at, in Seattle in March.
Sounds good. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to the conference.